That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame is undefeated with 2 blowout wins, still haven't given up a touchdown yet, and things are kind of looking up for Notre Dame right now. I can't believe I'm saying that edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody that joined on the post-game show. It's getting interesting. There's a lot of people, I think, maybe drink during the Notre Dame games, and then they give me a call, and it's great when I have a history with people, and then I can tell it's different because they're a little out of sorts. I love it after a big Notre Dame win, 56-3. As always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps me as well. Notifications on that way. You will alert it every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails. alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it. The call-in lines, 312-988-15. You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen about Notre Dame's latest blowout. Instagram, Facebook, Always Irish Inc. USA Today, Fighting Irish Wire. Check it out, folks. Check it out indeed. Every day we got Notre Dame coverage for you. Myself, Nick Shepkowski, really good staff over there. Check it out. So, first things first. Credit to Tennessee State. I thought those guys played hard all day. Just like the Navy guys played hard all day last week. So I want to give both of those teams credit. They played their butts off. So credit to that. I'm also crediting Colorado. I'm crediting Colorado. I know Deion's style isn't for everybody. And I kind of think it's either a thing that's really going to work like great or flame out. I don't really see an in-between with the way he does it, putting them way out there with his mouth and the way that he talks. If you're going to do that, you got to back it up. Week 1, Colorado backed it up, and wouldn't surprise me if they put up a bunch of points against Nebraska too. So credit to Navy for playing us tough, Tennessee State, and then Colorado had a big day. So that, whether you like them or not, that was an impressive performance. And I give credit where it's due. So let's start here with today's Notre Dame game. The plan is in motion, and it's all going to plan. And if you're asking what I mean by that, when I say that, here's what I think of. We were sitting here all summer breaking down the schedule, building it out, looking at the trap games, the big marquee 3, all that. And everybody knew the first priority is to win all your games, building you a momentum ramp into Ohio State. And I mean, they won their game. Indiana doesn't have a lot of firepower, but Ohio State was far from impressive where I'm going, oh my God, I'm scared to play that. And that wasn't that. It wasn't that from them in their first game. So far, you got to be really happy with where Notre Dame's at on this trajectory. Blowout win against Navy, blowout win against Tennessee State. And I realize people are going to say, well, that's what you should do because it's Navy and Tennessee State. Right. That is what you should do. Unlike many other years in games where we said you should do that and we either lost or played like crap and barely won and it felt like a loss, these games were genuinely blowouts. So for now, Notre Dame scored a boatload of points. They're relatively healthy unless I missed bad injury news after this game. The new quarterback looks great. The defense hasn't given up a touchdown yet. There's a lot to like. So mission accomplished for the first 2 weeks. I feel like most of the big picture stuff we wanted to see, we've seen. Now you're going to face a team that can physically match up with you in a way Navy and Tennessee State couldn't. No, I am not acting like NC State is USC's talent level or something, or Iowa State. I'm not acting like that. I just mean like up front, Notre Dame's going to be tested in a way they haven't these first 2 weeks against NC State. That's what I mean. Speaking of teams not that impressive in their first game, there was nothing NC State did that worries me unless Notre Dame totally sleepwalks. If Notre Dame goes in there and plays decent, they win by 2 or 3 scores. If you go in there half asleep like we kind of started this game, and we'll have to talk about that. We kind of started this game that way. That's how you have problems at home in the heat at NC State. That's a team that if you sleepwalk, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. So that's going to be the focus as we move into this next week, how Notre Dame can approach that test. And it's going to be one that's going to give you a lot more applicable results to what the rest of the schedule is going to be like. So this is a big week 3 game for Notre Dame. But overall, the first half month, couldn't ask for much better results from Notre Dame. Contrast that with where we were all at a year ago after week 2's game. I'm very happy to report we're in a different mood and a different situation. So things are trending up. Now let's get into our game today. Number 1 is we're just going to start with this and get it out of the way. Referees are bad at their jobs. Horrible job on a lot of things in this ball game. Not calling a targeting or even looking at it on an obvious one against us. And then kicking one of our guys out when he hit the guy with his shoulder. Just really bad officiating. No consistency with the targeting. Garbage. Total garbage. I was told they review every play in the booth or whatever. Well, somebody either messed up or is bad at their job or what? Somebody not paying attention. Bad job. So we're just going to get that out of the way. Okay. Now, let's get into, as the game went on, Notre Dame assumed control on both sides of the ball. As the game went on, they seized control, which is what the team with more talent should do. Before then, there were some things to legitimately not like. And if we want to talk about Notre Dame being a serious contender this year with this high-level quarterback and maybe beating the big 3 or 2 out of the big 3, whatever that is, it's worth talking about some areas you could clean up even when you won, by 50-something points. Number 1 is, I thought the tackling was a lot worse this week than it was last week. Just overall. And that kind of lasted the whole game. We had a lot of guys not wrapping up, a lot of guys in position in the backfield, not getting a guy down. I just felt like the tackling wasn't as tight this week. There was just a couple more penalty. Like, it wasn't squeaky clean like week 1. So is some of that just travel from Ireland and like you know what I mean? And after Navy and it takes you a while, I don't know, but that's got to get cleaned up. It's got to go back to more looking like last week. Maybe you guys saw it different, but I just didn't think the tackling was that clean this week. Additionally, early on, I felt like up front, they were winning. Like the first couple series back, I just felt like they were winning. Even if we were moving the ball down the field because Hartman knows what he's doing and is good at it, I still felt like they were winning for a while up front. I thought Hartman took more hits than I ever planned on him taking against this team. I didn't want that guy to get touched. So some of that I didn't love. Both sides of the ball. I felt like early on we were kind of out of sorts. Again, I don't know how much of that is come after playing Navy, how much of it is the travel, how much of it is we're not that focused because we know we're way better than this team. I don't know. I don't know. But I want to see that cleaned up next week. Has to be. So I'm not sure whether I should worry about that or if I should just look at 56-3 and get over it and keep it moving. But those are a few things I noticed that I would like to see tightened up. And as the game went on, we did better. So I don't know if you chalk that up to Ireland rust or what. But I'm telling you this, I do think a lot of the objectives that we wanted Notre Dame to accomplish did get reached. Hartman, what was he? 14-17, just under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 on the front flip, which is great to see, but makes me nervous. Like, it's great to see him do all that. You could fall, break your wrist, and we're screwed again against a team we won by 50 by. I would hope our guy didn't even have to do that. You know what I mean? So he was good again and evasive and knows how to make decisions, find guys like he is as advertised. He was a guy I didn't see a drop off from last week to this week. 14-17, under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 running. And then he was out. Okay. So kind of the plan. You kind of got it. After halftime, new guys are in. Hartman's out. He can't get hurt. You're seeing what Angeli could do. Even Minchie got time. I really like the fact that Tenn got 10 different guys caught passes before Hartman was out of the game by halftime. It's exactly what we were looking for. On our checklist of things to accomplish in this game that should be a blowout, we all said, get more pass catchers work, get them guys work, 10 different guys. It was good to see the tight ends involved, and you knew they would be more a part of the plan. Stays and Evans. When Raritan comes back, that group's going to get even better. All of the backs were involved a lot. You saw good things out of all of them. Telling you, man, Price and Love excite me so much. They just, I mean, you know what Estime is, but Price and Love, every time you see them do more, the more you see, the more you like. And there's more guys coming in the next recruiting class on top of it. It's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing. And so I really liked seeing all those guys get involved and do all that and then be able to transition it into giving Angeli time and doing all that. And he did some good things. Even Minchie got in. Just a lot of the backups getting play. It's so important. We as Notre Dame fans are not used to blowouts, enough of them by enough points that you can really get your second and third stringers valuable snaps, not just our final drive is the time to run out the clock and end the game. But when you could give those guys a half to be able to get in there and actually be in for an extended period of time, I really think that matters. And it may not all matter this year, but for the program's health and development overall, it matters a lot there. Right? And you got other guys like Burnham. Great job. Like, that's depth, and that's a guy that's going to become a dude for you, and you're getting him snaps. I like that. These are just modern luxuries that I don't think Notre Dame fans are used to having. To be able to empty out your bench and do all that for a half. We're just not used to it. And under Kelly, there was a bunch of games that it should have been like that, and it wasn't. They ended up not being for whatever reason. So far, so good, you guys. Like, I my nature is to question things and be on alert with Notre Dame. But when I have complaints, in a 50-point blowout. Like, I know it wasn't a Power 5 school. Like, I know it wasn't FBS. I get it. But I like giving Notre Dame credit for doing the stuff they should do because so many other years they don't. And so it's notable to me when you do blow out people you're supposed to blow out. So you're relatively healthy. Your quarterback is as advertised. I mean, what questions do we have left? I want to see more from these receivers. That is still very much a work in progress. Even though we're seeing good things, it's still clearly a work in progress. I want to see that keep evolving and getting better. Both last week and this week, separation came up. Multiple people are saying, shouldn't Notre Dame's receivers be more wide open against Navy and Tennessee State than they are? And Hartman's good enough, he can fit it in where he needs to get it. But a lot of people are asking, like, shouldn't we have more daylight there? I don't know. But you're going to find some of that out against NC State. So maybe you want to see more of that. More of Merriweather getting involved was in the mix today. That was good. You want to see more of that? I'm really, the biggest intrigue of the NC State game is going to be, I want to see both of our fronts against real size. I want to see that offensive line against these guys. UConn ran it for 6 yards carry on them. Now, I know they'll probably tighten it up, but UConn, 6 yards, okay? So I want to see that receiver thing develop. I want to see both lines against a more physically comparable team to Notre Dame. I want to see that. I need to see sharper tackling going into next week and all that. But overall, for 2 weeks in, you got to be happy if you're a Notre Dame fan. You got to be really, really happy. Like, I can't even remember a 2-game start where Notre Dame's been this dominant on the scoreboard. Like, I'm 38. I really don't remember a 2-game start that was this lopsided. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, it's who we're playing and this and that. And in the old days, we used to play, Michigan week 1, Michigan State week 2, Purdue week 3. I know. Penn State, whatever. I realize some of that has to do with the scheduling. But it's just a different feeling to be a Notre Dame guy and be like, wow, 2 blowout wins start the year. A quarterback that looks like he could play for a playoff team. A bunch of running backs that can do whatever you need him to do. Like, what's going on here? It's really nice to see. So I guess I'm sitting here after these 2 weeks saying big takeaways. Got to be happy. And you just hope you keep seeing incremental improvement. This is going to be a big one. This was the first big test everybody had circled, is what's coming up this week. And I'm just really excited. I could see our guys going in there real focused to NC State. I could see them knowing these 2 weeks were weird and then going in there laser focused, getting down to business. And if I'm Notre Dame's staff, I am looking at that running game, whatever was working against them. They were not doing a good job against the run in their first game. That's the first thing I'm looking at if I'm Notre Dame staff, what I could do. I'm looking right there. So far, so good, Notre Dame people. I mean, I'm not going to sit here break down every series in a game against this team and whatever. Like, I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we're healthy. There are things to work on, but there is no doubt Notre Dame's trending up right now. Things are pretty good. Enjoy it, because these games are going to get tough at some point. we're not going to be in a position to just drink beer, relax the whole second half of these games in the next half a month coming up. So, really good win, really good 2 wins. Everybody should be feeling good about themselves. Hopefully, some more guys on the team feel like they're getting a shot to show what they could do and add to the team. I think the vibes are good. I just knock on wood. So far, so good for Notre Dame fans. What do you guys think? What do I have right? What do I have wrong? Am I overjudging the slow start? Or is there something to it? You guys let me know. Have a good one.